Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled China Learned from NASA, Lands Probe on the Far Side of the Moon. Now, it has been reported that China has landed a probe on the far side of the moon, and Figure 1 shows a screenshot of the simulation which the China Xinhua news agency has released about this landing, showing the probe landing on a very well-lit moon, which we would assume was lit by the sun. However, the evidence is quite overwhelming that the sun is not shining and that the Earth is being illuminated from within the atmosphere by a sky and sun simulation system. And you may look at article 500 entitled "The Sun is No Longer Shining Review" for more details. And here you can see a screenshot of that video which shows a simulation of the probe landing on the moon. And as you can see, there's a shadow there. It's obviously apparently well lit. And but our atmosphere is being illuminated by these types of sun simulators. These are devices that use laser technology. As you can see, there's a laser beam coming off this one. There's a pink laser beam going through that one. And the reason for that is because the sun is not shining. And you can see the sun is not shining clearly from photographs and videos like this. And here you can see that the sun appears to be at the horizon and is white. But the sand and the ocean right here in the foreground are red and thus are not being illuminated by the white light from the sun. If we had a real sun there, then this beach would look beige or white and the water would look blue. But they are red because they are illuminated by red light coming from the sky right above the sand and the beach by the sky simulation system. So obviously they actually don't mind getting, or they actually wanted the effect of getting a red sunset and thus producing a red beach and a red ocean. So this was done by the sky simulation system. And now, if a red beach was desired, why not let the real sun appear at the horizon? If, for example, the sun was still shining, just weak, then the last light that it would emit in the visible range would be red light, because that's the weakest energy light. So if the sun is simply weak, then it would be emitting red light, and then you could allow the real sun to appear at the horizon. But the fact that this is not done shows that the sun is not emitting any visible light at all. And if it emits no visible light, not even red light, it cannot emit ultraviolet X-ray or gamma ray light, because that's more energetic light. So this means that the sun is not shining. And you may look at article 500 entitled "The Sun is No Longer Shining Review" for more details. So if sun simulators are being used to illuminate the Earth's atmosphere, since the sun is no longer shining, what is being used to illuminate the moon? And how is the probe launched by China going to take photographs of the lunar surface to send back home if there is no light by which to see any of the lunar surface? In addition, as I have shown in article 529, Planet X debris field and water clouds, the sun's outer corona is absolutely full of debris surrounded in water clouds, as can be seen from this image below. You can see the debris field. This is a large object 4 times the size of the sun. You can see all the debris around it. You can see that there are clouds around it. So, as I have shown in article 529, these are actually water clouds. And the sun's outer corona is absolutely full of debris surrounded in these water clouds, as can be seen from that image. These objects are also coming to the Earth in larger and larger numbers nowadays, and will also be surrounded in this debris, which means that the Earth too will be surrounded in debris covered in clouds. These clouds are constantly entering the atmosphere and causing rain. And you may look at Article 528 entitled Fake Double Rainbow in the Sky and Planet X Rain. So this means that space just outside our atmosphere will be full of this debris, and you can see how much the sun's outer corona is full of these objects. You can see they are separate objects here because there must be something that's clearing this part of the space around the sun a bit more than everywhere else, because here they are so packed together that it looks like the sun's outer corona is almost packed completely with these objects. They are very, very close together, but you can still see these are separate objects. And these are objects, solid objects. Some of them will be stellar cores themselves. Then the cloud will look more spherical or toroidal. And a lot of them are simply debris pieces that used to belong to one of these objects when they were living celestial objects. So how would any spacecraft make the trip to the moon? Because our atmosphere, or just outside our atmosphere, will be full of this debris just like the sun's outer corona is. It would be a very risky endeavor, even suicidal, especially if the debris cannot even be seen because there's no light from the sun to see it with. They may be visible on infrared and the positions plotted, but in order to get to the moon, the spacecraft would have to do a lot of maneuvers to get around the debris. And these simple spacecraft are not designed for quick and sharp changes of direction. It is an impossible endeavor and has most likely been impossible for a long time, which is most likely why NASA has faked everything they have done so far, such as having astronauts on the ISS and landing probes on Mars. And you may look at Article 411 entitled Connection Between NASA and the Secret Space Program, and Article 463 entitled Are NASA Mars Missions Real? NASA actually makes it obvious that it is fake, which can only mean that they want to disclose the fact that they are faking everything. And you may look at Article 405 entitled NASA Disclosure for those who have eyes to see. Now, China seems to have learned from NASA and is trying to fool the Earth's population into thinking that the sun is still shining and that it is possible to navigate a rocket-powered spacecraft all the way to the backside of the moon. It is not that difficult after all, since all you really need is some good simulations, a desert place that looks like a lunar landscape or a lunar movie set to film and photograph the probe, which need not be anything more than a movie prop. NASA could do that in the 1960s, so why can China not do it in 2019? However, this also shows that even though the US and China seem to be almost at war, they are actually working together in order to continue to deceive the world's population. It also shows that the war is a manipulated farce, but unfortunately one that could kill billions of people. In conclusion, China seems to have taken over some of the responsibility from NASA of deceiving the world's population regarding the fact that the sun is no longer shining and that the Planet X system is affecting the Earth more and more. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.